Hi and welcome, I'm Hammeh, and in this new video series I'll be walking you through fun extra facts and potential backstory behind the heroes in Overwatch that we discover through their in-game voice lines. For this episode's hero, we've got a special guest voiceover coming in. Take it away.
Thanks, Hammeh. Before any map starts, and during the game on various triggers, Overwatch heroes chatter with and react to each other in some funny in-game voice interactions. These give us some great insights into hero character, interests and backstories. In this video, we're looking at Reaper's story. Since being one of the first soldiers inducted into the US Soldier Enhancement Program to combat the first Omnic crisis, Gabriel Reyes has fallen far from grace. Now existing as Reaper, we know the Mercenary is on an apparent quest for vengeance, killing off ex-Overwatch agents whilst working with the terrorist organisation Talon.
Another one off the list.
However murderous a day Reaper's had, and however vengeful he's feeling, he can still find time to appreciate a few things in life, as well as cracking the odd bad death and clothing related pun too. It doesn't all have to be edge.
I'm back in black. Today was a good day. Things are looking grim. Revenge is the only thing left for me.
To understand Reaper, you have to know his history with S76, formerly Jack Morrison. Having served as the first leader of Overwatch, Reyes was dismayed when Morrison, later to become S76, was promoted to become Overwatch's strike commander over his head. Morrison's more human leadership approach was preferred to Reyes' mission at any cost philosophy, and a divide was created between the two men that would turn out to have deadly consequences. Reyes was handed command of Overwatch's clandestine Blackwatch unit instead, who began to work as a black operations unit, unrestricted by red tape and bureaucracy. Blackwatch recruited from criminal elements, like McCree's old gang, the Deadlock gang, and elements of Reyes' Blackwatch slowly began to bring Overwatch into disrepute. However involved Reyes was in this process, we don't currently know for sure. What we do know is that Overwatch's reputation was dragged into the mud, and the tension between the two escalated to breaking point. This resulted in Reyes being presumed dead after an apparently deadly confrontation between Reyes and Morrison led to the destruction of Overwatch's Swiss HQ. Being passed over for official leadership and the souring of their friendship along with his current existence gives Reyes many reasons we know of already to feel anger towards Morrison, and some of his voice lines show that in interactions between the two. When Reaper kills an enemy, S76, he makes it clear how he feels about Morrison.
This is how it should have been. You always did have a high opinion of yourself.
Well, you sure take to this bad guy thing easily, don't you?
And you sure know how to play Boy Scout.
We'll save the rest for S76 voice line video coming soon.
This is my curse.
Death and life. The dark-light contrast between Reaper and Dr. Angela Ziegler is very obvious, but what's interesting is that Mercy may well have had something to do with Reaper's current wraith-like existence. A few voice lines have given rise to this speculation in the community, so here's what we've found to clear up some of the wording people use and give an idea of the emphasis.
What happened to you?
You tell me, Doc.
Now, a lot of people have read this as Reaper saying to Mercy that she should know why he's the way he is, because he thinks she is responsible or had some part in him assuming his current form. We'd say it's suggestive, but not conclusive. Mercy is a world-renowned surgeon, and we know she's already been involved in saving Genji from death, and speculatively, she could have been involved in Genji's cyberization too. Reaper asking her opinion sarcastically as a medic isn't entirely implausible. It all depends on how you read Reaper's tone. The next line, however, seems more clear-cut.
Don't forget, you're the one responsible for this.
What do you think? Was Mercy somehow involved in a failed resuscitation attempt on Reyes after the fall of Overwatch? Get your tinfoil hats here. If you do like that theory, you might like this line. When Reaper sees an enemy Mercy res someone, he perhaps gets a bit frustrated with the fact that it works on someone else when his went wrong. What do you reckon?
You can't be serious. The grave cannot hold me.
Reaper and Winston have been fighting a whole bunch in the cinematics and animated shorts we've seen so far. Whether it's from any previous bad feeling or not, Reaper certainly has no respect for Winston.
Still trying to play hero, monkey?
And when Reaper kills a Winston in game, he makes it perfectly clear again.
Stupid monkey.
In pre-game lines, Reaper gets even more personal, but Winston is on hand with a burn of his own in response.
Poor Winston. Has to hide away so he doesn't scare the children.
I don't even think children are afraid of you.
Remember, he's not a monkey, he's a scientist.
You never were a good student.
Reaper and McCree have quite a history too. During Reyes' spell as Blackwatch commander, McCree's gang were caught in an Overwatch sting operation, leading McCree to join Blackwatch rather than rot in jail. Perhaps Reyes directly recruited McCree. We definitely know that Reyes clearly saw McCree as a student, as we see in these lines.
I taught you everything you know.
Not everything.
Whatever bond they had has definitely gone south, however. Here's also a few lines we think Reaper throws out at McCree.
I didn't teach you all my tricks.
Lucky for me, I still have a few tricks of my own. You weren't given those guns to toss them around like trash.
I don't take lessons from you.
McCree left Blackwatch when he wasn't happy with elements within it trying to bring down Overwatch from within, and perhaps we see a hint of Reyes' involvement when McCree says this line on killing an enemy Reaper, we think.
You needed killing.
We don't know whether Reaper knew Widowmaker in a past life when he was in Overwatch, and she was the wife of Gabriel Reyes, an Overwatch agent spearheading operations against the terrorist Talon organisation. We have however seen the two working together from Overwatch's announcement cinematic. It's funny to see a reference to this when both spawn on the same team.
Looks like we're working together again.
Let's hope it goes better than the time at the museum.
Reaper is still working with Talon in the Alive short when they raid Watchpoint Gibraltar for the location of all Overwatch agents. Whether this is on a more permanent basis or just because it helps his aim of eliminating Overwatch agents, we'll hopefully find out in the future. There's also a line where Reaper asks Junkrat what treasure he's found, referring to Junkrat's as of yet unrevealed treasure he found in the ruins of the Australian Omnium.
Treasure? Sure, I don't know anything you're talking about.
This treasure is asked about by a number of characters and is the reason Junkrat hired the Roadhog as a bodyguard, so it'll be interesting to see what's revealed about it in future. Perhaps not surprising considering he's fought Omnics ever since the first Omnic crisis, Reaper's contempt for Omnics and robots is shown in this line when he kills an enemy Bastion or Zenyatta.
Tin cans, a dime a dozen.
Reaper has a few interesting lines when loading into specific maps in Overwatch. We found a couple of rare ones we're not 100% sure on, so speculate away. The first we've shared before. It points to Reaper knowing someone called Sombra, who is somehow involved with the map Dorado.
Where's Sombra when you need her?
We've speculated she may be a new playable hero and perhaps Anna Amari, Farah's mother. See the videos in the playlist at the end of this video below if you want more details. The next is new to us. Remember, these lines could be old remnants of Project Titan, so this is all speculation until proved otherwise. Reaper mentions smog in this one.
It's just not the same since they cleaned up all the smog.
This sounds like a map-triggered line to us. Don't believe this is in-game at the moment, so could it point to a new smoggy level in future? Speculate away in the comments below. Another line we haven't spotted before is this one from Reaper. Sounds like another map trigger, right?
Home sweet home.
We know Reaper is originally from LA, but we already have a Hollywood level, and we don't think this is triggered by Watchpoint Gibraltar, the only other place Reaper might call home, as it's an ex-Overwatch base. Reaper has some interesting lines on Nubani, mainly to do with Doomfist's gauntlet. The first is a fun reference to his failure to grab it in the Overwatch reveal cinematic.
I'm not leaving empty-handed again. That gauntlet is mine.
These next two are really interesting, and perhaps hint further as to Reaper's involvement with Talon as well as Doomfist.
What kind of name is Doomfist anyway? Doomfist should do his own dirty work.
We're not sure that these are triggered on Nubani, but they're interesting for a number of reasons. Talon, the terrorist organisation, has been going after Doomfist for a while, as we know. If Reaper's working with Talon and saying he shouldn't do Doomfist's dirty work, then it somewhat confirms Talon's desire to restore the Scourge of Doomfist, who we know Winston beat in a previous encounter. We know that the Doomfist can have different owners and users, so it'll be interesting to see if Talon want the original Scourge user to be reunited with the weapon, or whether a new user will come forth to be the successor. What do you reckon? Our final couple of lines show a bit more about Reaper's experiences in the Overwatch world. As an ex-Overwatch leader and agent, Reaper visited Watchpoint Gibraltar in his past life as Reyes, as we hear here.
Overwatch. Overwatch. I'll put an end to your sad story. Haven't been back here for a while.
Finally, Reaper recalls more of his shared past with McCree as he remembers the sting operation where he presumably recruited McCree to Blackwatch.
Right. This is where I picked up the damn ingrate.
Thanks very much for tuning in to my Hero Voiceline and Stories series. If you like this video, please hit that like button below, subscribe and comment with what lines you enjoy most, and most importantly, what hero you'd like to see next. I really appreciate hearing what you all think. You can check out more videos from this series, our Easter eggs and map lore series, as well as regular Overwatch commentated gameplay on the channel too. Check out all the links below. Stay tuned to the channel as well for our quick gameplay tips series coming soon to help you guys who are new get started with a bang. Thanks so much for tuning in. I've been Hammeh, and take it easy.